Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love.
Listen up, Autobots and Decepticons. You're listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Nero.
And we continue to go out of order on G1. It doesn't really matter. There's one character who you don't know yet, but we're gonna get to. He's my special boy.
Yeah.
He's a special tool who will come in handy later.
This one is pretty wildly out of order. So I believe... So the episode order...
It's episodes 10 and 15.
Yeah, it's episode 7.
Today.
Here's the thing about G1. Some places have these episodes listed in different order. On YouTube, Plague of the Insecticons is the last episode of season 1.
That's insane.
Yes, it is.
That's literally insane.
But yeah, we covered War of the Dinobots and a Plague of Insecticons. It's just a whole zoo we're dealing with here today, folks.
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo with Ratchet and Wheeljack decided to adopt 2 more kids because Optimus Prime told them to.
To be fair, they adopt the best one. That's
true. So I say
Rip Snarl, no give a shit about you.
He really doesn't. I often forget. The movie forgot about him. He is not in the fucking... It's a fun fact of the Transformers 86 movie. Snarl is in it for about...
5 frames.
20 seconds, probably. Probably less than that. He's there, technically.
Speaking of good old Prowl, we're starting tonight with episode 10, War of the Dinobots.
So, yet again, Chip Chase is in the employ of another random nameless scientist. This time an astronomer.
He's the party scientist. We went over this last week.
Getting passed around
he
academia.
Gets passed around.
This time he's helping out an astronomer, and they have spotted a big meteor. It's actually not that big. It's pretty small.
It's, mass. They're like, mass extinction event, too. And then it's like, maybe 50 dead event, actually, but go off.
Like, blows up a construction site, I guess.
Listen, don't get me wrong. It would have done damage. Like, it's good that they stopped it. But
yes.
It is not a mass extinction event. This is not fucking the Yucatan meteor.
No, this is not a several kilometer wide death rock. This is just like, it's like the size of a house. It's the size of a
car. Not even. It's like the size of 2 cars or something.
Yeah, it's actually, it's quite small. But regardless, Chip has called in his pals, the Autobots here. And Optimus is like, all right, so everyone's gonna go out there. We're gonna track the meteor as it impacts, and also I want the Dinobots to guard it, because as it turns out, this meteor is extremely radioactive, which concerning considering how close Chip and Spike are to it for large periods of time.
Whoa,
but
radioactive.
I literally got out of my car. I was parked and I was just chilling for a bit and I had the radio on. I literally left my car when Radioactive started to play because there was no way I was voluntarily listening to that song in 2022.
Oh, good times. I don't actually hate Imagine Dragons. I know it's like a thing that they're the new Nickelback or whatever, but I do.
They
think
aren't
they're better.
even as they're better, I guess, but they aren't even as like funny as Nickelback. They really
That's
are
true.
just like nothing to me.
It's because they're not like Nickelback's so bad they're comical.
Yeah,
like Imagine Dragons is better than them. But they're just nothing. They're bland.
Yeah. Chad Kroeger has one of the funniest voices ever given to a human being.
The fuckery.
But Imagine Dragons is just guys. It's just dudes.
I can think about that Arcane song. Ooh, the fuckery.
I can't. They put themselves in that fucking show. I forgot. I keep forgetting about that until I watch an episode, and I get fucking white man jump scared by Imagine Dragons Arcanified. So
anyway,
that was our 5-minute Imagine Dragons break. So the Dinobots are here, and I love that. So first of all, they've all gathered in this like empty construction site, to I guess, watch the meteor come down, and also Chip and Spike nearly get killed by Shrapnel, but Ironhide is big and strong.
Shrapnel, the character, by the way, who also produces Shrapnel, the deadly thing that cuts you to ribbons.
Yeah, he'll be showing up later. What if I just did the entire second half of this podcast using Shrapnel's speech quirk?
Don't.
Are you sure? Sure?
Well, that's all for us this week, folks. I'm out of here. Nero, if you'd like to continue this on your own, go for it.
All right, well, let's get going, folks. It's so I like this line where the ship goes, "They don't call him Ironhide for nothing." Great.
Yeah.
But I really like this bit where Optimus goes, "All right, everyone, let's be very careful. This is a very unstable meteor. Now let's take a sample of it." And the way he takes a sample of it is to shoot it with his gun.
It's true. Before we get them actually getting the meteor, though, it actually goes to the Decepticons. Right. So I guess Soundwave has gotten... Yeah, Soundwave has gotten footage, I guess, of all of this happen. No, sorry. Megatron's looking at the last fight. He's like, how do 3 grown armies not have $300 between them? The war economy is in shambles.
He's watching the tapes and he's like, how the fuck are you guys getting thrashed by these big stupid idiots? And Starscream's like, well, have you considered that they're large?
Yeah, he's like, Megatron, I don't know how to explain this to you, but strategy doesn't really count for much when we're going against Big McLarge Huge. And he, like, Starscream's like, I had a sound strategy, and Megatron just looks and goes, it's like, I had a brilliant strategy, and Megatron goes, brilliant, my boron compressor.
That is absolutely filthy in Cybertronian speak, I'm sure. But yeah. So the Dinobots have been handing out L's like fucking Halloween candy, and so Megatron's like, I'm sick of this shit. Soundwave, I need you to figure out some fucking weaknesses for these guys, because we can't keep dealing with these dudes all the time.
Megatron's like, I'm used to taking L's, but this is extraneous even for us.
We're taking L's from dudes who literally have brains the size of peas. I can't.
Simple brains, Optimus.
Simple brains.
Whatever.
So this is what Optimus shoots the rock to get a sample off of it for testing later, and leaves the Dinobots there to guard it. And this is also when he's like, I like those Dinobots. Wheeljack, you should have 2 more. He goes, you got it, boss.
This is also the point where Spike says maybe the stupidest line I've ever heard in my life. Where they're like looking at the meteor and Spike's like, wow, Chip, maybe they'll name it after you. Meteorini Chipperoni.
Yeah, and I just wanted
Hey,
Chip...
Tony, that's a spicy pepperoni!
I just wanted Chip to, like, reach up and smack him in the face and go, they don't fucking name rock species names, you idiot. Get it right.
This is how you know. First of all, we get more information in the next episode that we're going over about how old Spike is. We need to talk about that.
Wait, did we? I think I missed that.
Oh, it's like one of the last things that happens in the episode. We'll get to it. But Spike is probably around 15, actually.
He shouldn't be on that oil derrick.
No, he shouldn't.
Sparkplug, you're doing that. I think that's illegal, or at least OSHA violating. Sparkplug.
He explicitly not old enough to drive yet.
What the fuck?
Which makes a lot of what he's done already very funny.
This might be the most egregious child endangerment we've had so far. No, actually, never mind. That still goes to the Armada crew bringing the kids to either Atlantis or Antarctica. Either one.
I think Atlantis is worse because they literally drowned.
That's right.
They literally drowned. Yeah, no, so this is how you know Chip was bullied, because his best friend, his like only friend, is this like 15-year-old Nimrod.
Yeah.
Who says things like meteorini chipperoni.
Chipperoni. Oh Lord. So at some point Soundwave hops in and just, starts. Oh, that's not until later. First, we get Chip googling dinosaurs for 2 more guys to build, and he zeroes in on a Stegosaurus. And
he did a bad job googling dinosaurs if he came up with a pterosaur, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, Chip, you fucking idiot, that's not a dinosaur. Sparkplug does not know that, however, because after Chip has named 2 prehistoric animals, he goes, holy shit, you're the smartest kid in the world. I couldn't name any of them. They're all just whatchamacallits and who's'em-a-whatsits to me. And then I think Chip is thinking, oh, that's where Spike gets it. Okay. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Maybe Sparkplug just butted. There's no mother. There's no evidence to say that there's any mixing of the gene pools.
He sprouted Spike fully formed with that hard hat and that outfit, like, one day. It just happened. It happened the day before the Autobots showed up.
That explains it, because that means that, like, Spike is, like, physically 22, but mentally like a child. That explains so much.
So they get to work. They build 2 more dudes. Meanwhile, Soundwave is listening, and he scans the Dinobots' simple brains to get, and he gets a good idea of what's going on in there. And I gotta tell you, it's not much.
He reduces them to like single adjectives, which are all synonymous, basically.
Yeah.
It's like Grimlock is arrogant, Slag is hostile, and Sludge is stupid. These are the same things.
Yeah, so basically it boils down to Slag just wants to fight shit all the time. Grimlock thinks he can be a better leader than Optimus Prime because he's stronger. And Sludge is just like, well, I'll follow whoever is strongest, I guess. I don't really have any opinions of my own.
That's what he gets for being an herbivore.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking sauropod ass beta cuck.
Sauropod ass looking ass beta cuck.
And Soundwave reports this back to Megatron, who goes, I know exactly how to get to them. It's like, you're not solving a fucking puzzle box here, Megatron. The Dinobots are uncomplicated individuals.
I do like this scene, though, because we get a glimpse into the future of Megatron throughout the series, because he gets to the Dinobots and he goes, Dinobots unite! You've nothing to lose but your chains.
Yes, so he shows up there, along with the Seekers. So they just, like, fly around to piss the Dinobots off for some reason.
But
I don't really know what they're doing.
I need to say right here and now, in both of these episodes, again, non-consecutive episodes, but both of these episodes, lot of struggle to figure out who is Starscream and who is Thundercracker.
Yeah, thankfully it's pretty consistent in the second one we're talking about. That's Thundercracker,
which is just Thundercracker.
Sure.
Yeah, where it's just Thundercracker.
But here,
animators had a tough time in this episode trying to figure out who was Starscream and who was Thundercracker. Changes frame to frame.
So, Megatron shows up while the Dinobots are shooting at them and breathing fire and all this, and he goes, wait, I don't want to fight you. You're so strong and big and cool and sexy. You should be leaders, actually. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about, like, turning on your masters and like, becoming the deciders of your own destiny? And Grimlock, who, by the way, he's no longer a weird round-headed freak. He looks normal now. This is his regular head. Because his first appearance had
I told you he was growing into it. It's like the when you're first born and you have to like pat the child's head to shape it. Yeah.
Wheeljack put him on the pottery wheel and smoothed him out.
Yeah, to smooth his large son's head out.
So, but Grimlock's like, you make a good point. And they all three of them put their heads together and confer, and a real meeting of the minds here as you watch the Dinobots try to figure out if they should fight Optimus or not, and they decide yes.
They decide fuck it, we ball.
Meanwhile, they have completed the other two Dinobots, and it's time for the new presentation. So we've got Snarl, the Stegosaurus, and Swoop.
No one cares about, and Swoop, who is my son.
Yeah, Snarl, I can tell you most things about, like, if I had to, I could tell you I like Soundwave, I could tell you a one adjective thing about all of the other, like, main Dinobots. Grimlock is arrogant, Slag is violent, Sludge is stupid, Swoop flies. I don't know.
Swoop has, like, a fun personality. Like, he really digs into like the little brother.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
With the Dinobots, but like it's like everyone, like the others are pretty protective of Swoop, and I like it.
Nobody knows shit about Snarl.
No one gives a shit about Snarl,
and which is a shame because I think he's got a really cool design, and he's got a big fucking sword, which I love, but also so does Grimlock. Yeah, and Grimlock's way cooler basically, and stronger.
Grimlock basically does everything Snarl does, but better.
The only thing Snarl has is that he's solar powered.
That's right.
I guess that's cool, man. You got a personality to go along with that? No? Okay. So
Snarl's fighting climate change.
So Wheeljack has them do a test, which translates to, hey boys, go and get your shit rocked by the Dinobots to prove how cool they are.
He sends Sideswipe, Blue Streak, and one more.
It's Ironhide and Prowl. There's 4 of them, and
Ironhide and Prowl as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they get whipped. Blue Streak in particular.
Yeah, the Dinobots are strong. I don't think we had to prove that at this point, fellas.
But well, maybe we did on this one. Anyway, isn't Trailbreaker also one of the ones that go against it? Yeah, because this is important. So Trailbreaker goes against them, and it's important that Trailbreaker's there because over the course of this test, which the Dinobots handily hand the Autobots their asses, they all discover that the meteorite is radioactive.
Which, by the way,
Trailbreaker's like, oh shit.
This. All right. So what he does to deal with this is interesting. Now, obviously, Trailbreaker's thing is he can project force fields. That's the only reason he ever shows up. This time, he spins around very fast to do it, and I don't know why.
He does the you can go to many stores or just one. Honey, you got a big storm coming.
It's like he's turning into fucking Wonder Woman. What's going on here? But yeah, they discover that this meteor is not just a energy source. It is an extremely unstable and explosive energy source. And so Optimus goes, oh shit, I better go check on the Dinobots and make sure that they're safe. Unfortunately, the Decepticons have already taken the meteor. They did that. Oh,
right. Like, they discovered that it's radioactive because of the shard that Optimus shot off earlier.
They're testing the shard, and Trailbreaker, like, bubbles it up so that it doesn't kill everyone. And that's when Optimus runs off.
But yeah, the 3 main Dinobots are still guarding the actual meteorite. Yeah.
Well, now, because Megatron has taken the meteorite, they are waiting for Optimus Prime to show up so they can rock his shit, and boy howdy, do they rock his shit. They get his ass.
Yeah. And he's like, no, stop. He's like, I don't want to fight you. And they're like, too bad.
Tough luck, bitch.
That seems like a you problem.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I guess to be fair, you could say that this is a very one-sided fight because he doesn't want to fight them, but still, he ends up dying in a ditch.
Optimus death count 4.
By the way, after all of this, like he gets shot by all of them simultaneously. He gets fucking roasted with fire breath. He gets punched around, and then they're like, "Is he dead?" And they see his hand twitch, and Slag pulls out his gun.
Slag's like, he's about to be.
And he's like, oh, "I'll finish the job." And Grimlock's like, "Wait." And he's like, for some reason, I don't want to kill him. And
yeah, Optimus is like, this shows that you're good inside, that you're true Autobots. And Grimlock's like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to bring you to Megatron. Let's go, asshole. Meanwhile, I love this. So Megatron is, of course, draining the meteor, and Starscream is standing next to him and goes, "Hey,
Hey, remember how I'm a scientist?"
That
And
shit
Megatron's
looks
like-
unstable."
Megatron's like, literally, no one ever asks you. And
Yeah.
Starscream's like, cool, okay, this thing's gonna explode, though.
And he's like, "I don't care. Are you?" He's like, "You fucking pussy. Why do you like? It's fine. Just fucking you'll skip out on the cool meteor energy, I guess, loser."
I can't remember who it was in our Discord who said it, but Starscream in G1 in particular really is a Cassandra.
He is. He's always
Like,
when he's not being a complete fucking dunce, he's always right.
like even when he is being a dunce for the most part, like that has to do with his own ambition. It doesn't have to do with like objective fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it has to do with him biting off more than he can chew, basically. He really is a Cassandra in G1. He is like very frequently correct, but he is just like constantly belittled and mocked and demeaned into no one taking him seriously ever.
Yeah, exactly. And including here, where Megatron basically just shoves him over and says, "Shut the fuck up." The Dinobots arrive with Optimus in chains, and he's like, "Ah, fucking sick. Perfect stuff, Grimlock. Thank you so much." And of course, this whole time, to the Dinobot's face, he's very like, "Oh, you're so cool and strong. I'm so glad to have you." But whenever they're not there, he's like, "These fucking stupid idiot Dinobots are so easy to manipulate. I fucking hate them."
Yeah, anyway, he's like, cool, thanks for bringing him, now kill him. And Starscream's like, he's not gonna do that, Megatron. And Megatron's like, I told you to shut the fuck up. Stop
Yeah.
talking.
So
Stop being right.
at this point, the Autobots realize that the meteor is gone. And it's really far away. Luckily, all Dinobots can fly, which in retrospect doesn't make Swoop quite as unique. Like,
Oh,
when you
what
think
was
about
my...
it.
Wait, what's my note here? My note here is, Wheeljack operates on Roger Rabbit rules. He can only fly when it's funny.
That's next episode
That's
where he
next
just
episode,
suddenly
yeah.
decides he can fly. It's like, wait, what the fuck? I thought we were done with that. But Snarl and Swoop fly out there. This is I think there's right after the conversation Megatron and Starscream have about the unstable energon, we cut to that. When we cut back to them, the energon cubes are all exploding, and Megatron is going, "Oh my god, they're unstable! What's happening?" And Starscream's just like, "Yeah, I wonder what's fucking happening. I wonder if anyone possibly could have fucking told you that this would happen."
Starscream's that are like, I told you so,
bro.
asshole.
What was I just fucking
This is also, by the
saying?
way, though, like, before all this happens, while Starscream's like, he's not going to shoot Optimus, you dumb piece of shit. Megatron's like, no, he will, and then Grimlock shoots Starscream instead.
Yes. I forgot, yeah.
Which is, Grimlock shoots Starscream for calling him soft, and Optimus also is like, during all of this, is being like, okay, I didn't come here to fight with any of you. There's a literal bomb 2 feet away from all of us, and Megatron's like, la 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 la.
Oh yeah,
la.
he also tells him to shut up and stop being a pussy too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
Then
bit.
it starts exploding, and Megatron's like, who could have predicted this?
You need to work on your listening skills, Megatron. So while all of this is going on, the Dinobots, the new ones, show up and fight the old ones. The new ones are cooler and newer toys, so they win.
Another family reunion ruined.
Exactly. At some point here, Optimus, risks his life to save Grimlock, which finally sort of makes Grimlock realize that maybe strength isn't the most important thing a leader can have.
So two things happen. One is like the meteorite reaches like critical levels, and Megatron and Starscream just look at each other and fly off. They're like, fuck this. And this is the point where they're switching back and forth between Starscream and Thundercracker in the coloring, like every other frame. It's really bad. But they fly off, and as it explodes, Optimus gets down Mr. President's Grimlock, and Grimlock's like, huh, selfless act.
Wait a minute, I think we're being tricked.
Me, Grimlock, have idea.
Yeah, me, Grimlock, have idea. So they roll up to where Starscream and Megatron have fucking flown to safety, and they're like, hey, you fucking tricking us? You fucking stringing us along? And they scare Starscream so bad he once again turns into Thundercracker for a very extended period of time. And they fly the fuck off. And I like this where after everything's said and done, Grimlock like asks Optimus's forgiveness. Optimus just sort of talks past him.
Yeah, he kind of has a word salad here.
Yeah, it's like the meteorite threat is finished. Let's all go home. It's like, did you get knocked on the head or something, dude? Are you okay?
You see, the Autobots are actually Jewish, and Grimlock has to ask for forgiveness 3 times.
Okay, gotcha.
That's how this works.
So that's War of the Dinobots. I mean, look, we skipped over all of the long, there's a lot of fights. There's a lot of scenes of the Dinobots doing the cool stuff and fighting. I think they're cool. I still think.
They're cool. It's just, like, not describable.
Now.
In an audio-only medium.
Time to jump all the way to nearly the end of the season with A Plague of Insecticons.
Time for some nasty boys.
So I looked this up. Bali is because I didn't know where it was off the top of my head. Bali is a province of Indonesia.
It is. Yes.
How the fuck did the Autobots who are not on Skyfire get there?
Bottom text.
Did they did they drive there?
I mean, they literally can't. Bali is an island.
In the world of G1, is there an Oregon to Indonesia superhighway crossing all of that ocean? I choose to believe that's the case. Anyway, we're on Bali, and there's some big fucking bugs.
Yeah, nasty boys. So we get introduced here to the Insecticons. There's 3 of them. Their leader is Shrapnel. And there's also Kickback and Bombshell.
Kickback really got the shit into the stick when it comes to, like, cool abilities. Because Shrapnel can do all of this crazy shit with, like, he can mind control people. You won't believe it.
You won't believe what Shrapnel does. He creates shrapnel.
Yeah, but not only that, he can also, create clones and mind control people.
Yeah, there is a real, smorgasbord of abilities that the Insecticons have.
Bombshell can also shoot a variety of different bombs, and also later, he doesn't use his, character-defining ability in this first episode, but later he will have these Cerebro shells, which he can mind control people with. Kickback.
Right, yes.
Kicks really hard.
He kicks. He's a grasshopper.
Yeah, so Shrapnel is a
stag beetle.
Bombshell.
Bombshell is a rhinoceros beetle, and Kickback is a grasshopper.
And they are kind of unique among Cybertronians because they seem to be able to process organic matter into energy as well as because normally what they have to do is they have to turn energy into energon in order to process it, but the Insecticons can just eat shit, including wheat.
The Insecticons in G1 are interesting because you can sort of see the trickling thought of what would become Beast Wars.
Yeah, so
with them, but it just there was too much cocaine in the writer's room to flesh it out.
There's a lot going on with the Insecticons. Whenever they're around, there's some crazy shit. That every Insecticon episode is the wildest shit, including this one.
I mean, yeah, this one's pretty wild. I mean, once we get to season 2, literally every episode is just the wildest shit. Insecticons are not.
Yeah, but like whenever they show up, you get mind control. You get like fucking. They turn giant at some point. They're always pulling some shit.
What's actually really interesting from a lore standpoint, which we find out in this episode, is that the insecticons represent technological evolution.
Yeah, so
Like they are basically Darwin's Galapagos experiment with finches.
so as it's explained to us by Megatron, they were on the Nemesis when it crashed. They escaped using escape pods, but they have been like active on Earth longer than the others, and so they have like adapted to
Like
life
millions
on
of
Earth.
years.
Yeah. I guess they've just been hanging out in this swamp.
Is this also the first time, I mean, I don't think it is in the chronology of the show, but for us, the first time that the Nemesis is mentioned?
Like directly, I think.
I think so, yeah.
It's not named, of course. It's never actually named until Beast Wars, I don't think. It's never actually
true?
Yeah, it's never named in the original show.
Wow. Okay.
It might be in like production materials, but it's never
Maybe.
actually named until and I don't think the Ark is either. The Ark is obviously named in the comic, I think.
I knew that. I knew that the Ark was, and I'm surprised about the Nemesis, though. Though I shouldn't be.
Look,
Whatever.
they didn't care about that shit back in the 80s. They just had to sell these fucking toys.
Yeah, exactly. Could they sell the Nemesis or the Ark? Probably, if they really thought about it. But
yeah, the technology just wasn't there yet. We wouldn't get an Ark Transformer until fucking War for Cybertron Kingdom. So the Insecticons. So they're nasty boys. They
was
eat
that
shit.
Triptych? Sorry, was that Triptych?
No, I think it's like the Ark just turns into a guy in Kingdom.
Okay, because Triptych also turns into like a Voyager class ship.
Yeah,
That was like a big part of that. Anyway, sorry.
So the we got Kickback, Shrapnel, and Bombshell. They've all got weird, heavily modulated voices, and specifically, Shrapnel has a like vocal tick where he will repeat
Awful.
the last word of any sentence.
Stop.
Um,
I'm putting an end to this right now.
So they're just terrorizing these fucking farmers, and then they decide to go.
They are at least polite about it. I think it is Bombshell that says, "Welcome to the monster swamp."
Yes, he does. This is you're in my swamp now.
But he says welcome. He's a gracious host.
They can eat these dudes if they really wanted to, I think. They can process organic
Oh, absolutely
matter.
they could. And I'm sure that there are several Balinese citizens that have gone missing in these swamps.
There's like a fucking the conspiracy theory, like those like that fucking stupid conspiracy theory about people who disappear in national parks.
Yeah.
That's real in Bali, and it's these guys.
These poor Balinese farmers, they are just menaced.
Yeah, they have a really
this episode.
They're having a really bad day. So yeah, the Insecticons eat all of the grains they are like transporting on these canoes, and then they're like, "Hey, let's go fuck up that farm." And they leave. And the farmers put in a distress call to the Autobots because there's gigantic robotic bugs attacking their crops. And so Skyfire, who we will not talk about in any detail at all because we haven't been
because
introduced
he's a
to him
secret
yet.
tool that will come in
Yes.
handy later.
All you should know is that he's big and he's a plane. He's the plane guy.
He's
right
not
now.
a plane. He is not a plane. He's a shuttle.
That's right. He is a spaceship. For now, he is the big flying dude. There will be various Autobots what fly. In season 2, he's mostly replaced by Power Glide and Omega Supreme. He stopped
I miss
showing up.
Omega Supreme.
He'll be here someday. And so he takes.
Of Big McLarge Huge.
He is the original Big McLarge.
I mean, no, Skyfire was.
Yeah, but Omega Supreme's like
I know.
big.
But Skyfire's most... For what you need to know right now is Skyfire's most notable trait is that he is huge.
He is
comparatively.
He's
bigger than Megatron.
He's gigantic. He's the Autobots transport. And so he grabs Brawn, Windcharger, who shockingly both talks and does stuff in this episode. I was shocked.
It's true, yeah.
Bumblebee and also Spike goes along with them. Nobody asked, but he just does anyway. And they fly out there, and Spike tells Sparkplug to call Optimus Prime to come over to there somehow.
But wouldn't you know it, guess who's listening to this?
Yeah, the Decepticons have their shit wiretapped. Megatron's like, big bugs, say no more. Let's get out there.
Laserbeak be upon ye. He reports back. Yeah, and he's like, yo, Soundwave, Ravage, let's go. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, so it's an interesting party. We've got, obviously, Megatron and Soundwave. Gotta have your boy.
You know what's so funny about this? The refusal to have Starscream anywhere near Skyfire.
That must be what's going on. And
that's what it is. That's why it's Thundercracker in this episode.
That's why because they would have to write shit about that.
Right,
because they
exactly.
have an established relationship,
the other
which
thing,
we'll learn about next week.
Yeah, the other thing that you need to know about Skyfire is that he's Starscream's ex-boyfriend, but we'll get to that.
So instead it's Thundercracker who comes along. And, you got to bring Soundwave to any of these because he's like, he counts for like 4 guys because he's got so many guys in him.
Yeah, slapping my hand on Soundwave's chassis. You can fit so many guys in this thing.
So the Insecticons are just tearing shit up. They're just terrorizing this fucking farm. And the Autobots arrive and say, hey, knock that shit off. And they go, no.
Well, first they are blocked by a local festival.
Oh, God. Yeah, so actually, there are two...
Parading through the mountains.
There are simultaneously 2 parties of Autobots en route. First, there's the rest of them who have driven to Bali.
I guess.
From question mark. But they're making their way there through the mountains, and they're blocked by this festival. And Sidestripe has a big brain genius idea that we'll get to in a minute. The Skyfire group actually land in the farm and start fighting the Insecticons, and it goes very, very badly.
Yeah, and again, that is Bumblebee, Windcharger, and Brawn.
And Skyfire, who...
and Skyfire, yes.
Instantly gets his shit rocked by the Insecticons here.
Well, the Insecticons are like, yo, check this shit out. We can make clones of ourselves. And they're like, wait, you can do that? And then Shrapnel's like, I can shove the shrapnel in your face. And they're like, wait, you can do that?
Yeah, but it's so fucking wild because what happens is, so Bombshell is the one who shoots, like, he calls it an insecto shell. It just seems like a grenade. He just shoots a missile at the Combine Harvester, which makes it explode. Then Shrapnel's like, check this out. I can make all these tiny shards of metal into clones of ourselves.
And then he's like, and then I can disperse them again into frag grenades.
And then Kickback's like, I can kick you really hard. I can kick you really hard. It's
I can
thanks,
kick
man.
So good, you guys.
There's a reason that Bombshell and Shrapnel are always the ones that get a lot of character focus in both this show and ancillary media. And Kickback is he's there usually.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, generally speaking, Bombshell's the only one I can remember of the Insecticons.
Because it's funny because Shrapnel is like portrayed as the leader in this episode, but because
Bombshell has way more interesting lore.
Yeah, because Bombshell has all the crazy abilities that it's fun to write stories about. He kind of gets turned into the leader after a while, and in future versions of this trio, he is more of like the guy. Yeah,
Bombshell is literally the only one I tend to remember on a regular basis.
I think a lot of Shrapnel's abilities get like transplanted onto Bombshell after a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's the same with me in, like, the Constructicons, for example. It's like, when push comes to shove, yes, I can name all 6 of them, but on any at any given point in time, Hook and, like, Mixmaster are the only 2 I actually remember. Like, off the top of my head, and Bone Crusher.
I remember Long Haul because he's always bitching about shit. I think that's really funny. That's
true.
It's a really funny character quirk to be the guy who complains about everything.
It's really funny that Scrapper and Scavenger are the 2 that I always forget about, given that one of them is the leader.
I couldn't tell you shit about either of their characters. They're just the guys that have buckets.
Yeah, I mean, Scavenger's the leader, right?
No, it's Scrapper who's the leader.
Scrapper. There you go.
Anyway, we'll meet them
Anyway.
soon. We'll meet those funny green guys soon. For now, and by the way, the other thing about Bombshell is that he has the coolest design. He's got that weird night face.
Yeah. No, he looks good. He looks like horrible, which is great.
And yeah, they just get all of their shit rocked. Yeah, like I said, Windcharger actually uses his ability, which is magnets.
Remember we talked about his magnet arms last week.
He didn't. He rarely uses them. He even more rarely talks. I think he just stopped showing up at some point. He dies off screen in the Transformers the movie, which is very.
He
funny.
dies off screen. I think he gets replaced largely by Beachcomber.
Yeah,
in terms of his role.
Because
whatever. No one gives a shit about Windcharger.
Yeah, ultimately, Windcharger has no character quirks. None of these guys have a lot of personality, but at least with some of them, you can latch onto something. Brawn is tiny but strong, and Cliffjumper is paranoid and
homicidal.
Bloodthirsty. Yeah,
he's less paranoid than other characters.
He gets paranoid. There's a whole episode about how fucking paranoid he is.
But Red Alert is the one defined by paranoia, who we also haven't gone to, but we will, and he is defined by paranoia.
Red Alert and his big fucking himbo fire truck boyfriend.
Oh, Inferno! Anyway, these guys get their shit rocked, particularly Skyfire, who can no longer transform.
They fuck him up so bad he can't transform anymore.
And they're hiding. They're hiding in this field. How do you hide a shuttle in a field? It's a space shuttle. This is a NASA space shuttle. I cannot emphasize how large Skyfire is.
He is fucking 37 feet tall. He's gigantic, but he's fine. The Decepticon. So cutting in and out of this, we get to see what. Sideswipe's
wait, before we do that, there's two lines I want to say that I've totally forgot about, but now I'm looking at my notes, which is when they first start terrorizing the farmers. One of them, the last one to jump out of his harvester, is I knew we should have sprayed the field.
And Shrapnel goes it wouldn't have helped.
There is no spray that would prevent this. So good.
Extremely good.
Anyway,
so you might be wondering, well, gee, these dudes are getting their asses kicked. Where the fuck are the others? And the answer is, instead of just waiting for this festival to get out of the way, Sideswipe is don't worry, guys, I know a fucking shortcut. I'm like a fucking master tracker. Check this out. And he leads them down a cliff.
He's I have master instincts. That's what he is. I have instincts for finding routes.
And so then he leads them to a solid wall of rock, and he's like, no,
check this shit out.
And he deploys his pile drivers and just starts digging.
Also, he is pile drivers. Great.
Yeah, I think we've seen them a few times. But for some reason, Sideswipe has digging equipment. I never really. I guess it's because he's I don't know. Maybe
he's
it's for
a
digging
Lamborghini.
trenches.
Don't even try. He's a Lamborghini. He's a fucking Lamborghini.
So they're doing that. While they're doing that, the Decepticons and the Insecticons meet, and Shrapnel's when he sees Megatron, he's I don't really know why, but I feel drawn to you. Megatron's yeah.
And what was it? And Megatron replies with the most insane line, which is Decepticon science created you just as it created us. What do you mean?
Well, as we'll learn later, Megatron built the Constructicons on Earth, and then in the past, the Constructicons also built Megatron on Cybertron. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's a closed loop somehow.
It's a real Shockwave's gambit.
Yeah, there's some fuck shit going on with the timeline that we don't really understand yet, but somehow gears went back in time and
Shockwave's trick.
Yeah, it's gonna be some random fucker. Gears went back in time and invented
Huffer?
genocide. Yeah, Huffer went back in time and invented genocide, and that's what led to
Huffer would invent genocide.
Fucking hate Huffer. So the Insecticons and the Decepticons are great. We love ransacking this planet for energy. You love ransacking this planet for energy. we both hate the Autobots.
Two bad things that go worse together. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's go. So they notice the Autobots finally, and they just start shooting at them. But thankfully, by this point, Optimus has said, "Sideswipe, get the fuck out of the way," and just runs through the mountain in his vehicle mode.
He Kool-Aid man's his way out of the mountain.
I like it when he tells Sideswipe to move, and he goes, "Well, I'm not tired, but okay." And it's like, "No, Sideswipe, I know you're not tired. That's the fucking point. I'm sick of your shit. I'm tired of your shit, Sideswipe."
Sideswipe takes so many L's in this episode, including right here. As soon as Optimus Kool-Aid man's his way through the mountain, all of these Autobots, these reinforcements attack. And when the first thing that happens is Megatron suplexes Sideswipe.
Yeah, he just fucking chucks him. Oh, yeah, well, it's even better. He suplexes Sideswipe, and then he chucks him at Skyfire, who catches him in a bridal carry, and goes, "Watch where you're flying, little guy."
It's like the
what is going on there?
It's like that post about the guy at the gym.
Yeah.
That 4chan post about the guy who calls him, "Careful, watch your weights, little man." It's like, am I gay?
Oh god, yeah. I just expected to cut back down to Sideswipe, and he's got anime blush or something.
Yeah.
So the Megatron's like, "Fuck this, I don't want to fight the Autobots. Hey guys, there's an oil refiner 30 miles that way. Let's go."
I'm big thirsty.
Let's go get some fucking drinks. So they fly off. Wheeljack fixes up Skyfire's quote unquote transformation circuits. They haven't figured out what a transformation cog is yet. That is from G1, but they don't know what that is yet. They haven't invented that after a coke bender. So Skyfire's like, "Great, I feel great. I'm gonna go fly after them." And Optimus, the order of events is amazing because he says, "I'm going to go catch those insecticons." He transforms, he flies off, and then Optimus goes, "Wait, Skyfire, be careful. We can't back you up in the sky."
Yeah, Optimus goes, and this is something that is consistent throughout G1, where Optimus goes, "As per usual, Skyfire, you are on your own."
None of us can fly, my man. That's it.
And also, we don't really care about you.
You're like a guy we found in the ice, you know.
You make questionable decisions about your relationships.
Yeah, you've got questionable
baggage.
Taste in men, so we're just gonna if he dies, he dies. But this is amazing. So the Insecticons, the Decepticons, and the clone swarm are all flying towards this oil refinery. And Megatron sees Skyfire in pursuit and goes, "Hey, we'll take your clones and get them all fed at the oil refinery. You go deal with him." And so what Bombshell and Shrapnel do are they bite Skyfire's wings.
Yeah.
Chomp.
And the Autobots are looking at this happening and they're like, "Damn, that sucks."
And then Wheeljack says, "I'm not much of a flying ace," and then he just flies. Why? Why can you do this?
Roger Rabbit rules. He can only fly when it's funny.
Sideswipe is literally right there. He's the one who has a jetpack. He also has a shoulder-mounted missile launcher. Why wasn't Wheeljack?
Because Wheeljack's the only one who gives a shit.
I guess that's true. He blasts Shrapnel
it's scientist solidarity.
Yeah, he blasts Shrapnel and Shrapnel and Bombshell away, but then Kickback fucking...
It's so funny, because he's like, "I'm no flying ace, but..." And then immediately, headshots both of them.
Expertly shoots them off of Skyfire. Then he gets fucking wrecked by Kickback, and Brawn says, "All right, Optimus, you got a fastball special me."
Yeah, this is very funny. Megatron, I also can't remember, but Megatron's watching all this happen, and he has a fucking muscle man ass laugh.
He does.
He's like, he's like, "You're my mom."
Yeah, and then so he is like, well, he's very happy that the Autobots are good and distracted, so he and the others start loading up on that oil. Meanwhile, Kickback and
is
Brawn.
making the Lambo twins kiss.
Yes. So Kickback. So first of all, Kickback punches Brawn, and Skyfire has to save him. Well, no, he kicks Brawn. Kickback would never punch anyone. Then Shrapnel's like, I'm gonna play with
Shrapnel.
I'm gonna play with my funny.
Lambo twins kiss.
Time to play with my toys. And
Yeah.
he fucking mind controls Sideswipe and Sunstreaker and makes them play a game of chicken with the other Autobots in vehicle mode.
They all lose.
And there is Sideswipe's like, or no, it's Sunstreaker's like, please, for the love of God, shoot out our tires. It's the only way.
They don't.
It's like and I have expected them to go, you're just in a fucking car mode. You're not even like shooting at us. We'll just pick you up.
The Lambo twins are so dramatic. They are like the funniest Autobots.
So Trailbreakers,
them and Wheeljack.
Yeah, it's them. It's Wheeljack. Yeah, they are the funniest. Trailbreaker says, "Don't worry, my force fields can do fucking anything," and interrupts the mind control beams that Shrapnel has.
Yeah, it's a little tinfoil hat for them.
And then he goes, Shrapnel goes, oh, well, that's fine. We'll just go and get our lunch.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. This is the point now where Optimus throws Brawn
That's right.
at them, because I have the line here, go get him, Brawn!
I feel like Brawn doesn't get fastball special enough. He's like the perfect guy to do that.
Yeah, Skyfire should be the one fastball specialing him.
Oh, you could get a lot of height. You imagine, oh, fuck, you do it in midair to get even more height, like he transforms in midair and chucks him.
Yeah.
Damn. So, yeah, the Autobots are, like, fixing themselves up again, and the Insecticons hit up the oil refiner, and we see Megatron just, like, chilling on a wall, real casual-like.
Yeah, he's
on a
not
fucking
getting involved.
He's on a fucking smoke break. What is this shit? He took off his fusion cannon. It's on the ground next to him. He's chilling.
He's straight chilling. He's on break.
And
he's taking his guaranteed 15.
He turns to the Insecticons and go, hey guys, great job. I saved an oil tanker for you guys. Go nuts. Go fucking crazy over there.
Yeah.
They slurp that shit up good.
It does leak oil into the ocean.
Oh yeah, this is a fucking environmental disaster.
Thundercracker has a hideous line here, as the Autobots approach again. So they try to attack, but Shrapnel uses another frag grenade to knock them into the ocean where all the lighter is, and Optimus is like, be careful, this is like a swimming explosion. And Thundercracker goes up to them and goes, Megatron told me to give you a warm welcome, and miles away, Skywarp boos. And then he lights them all on fire.
He's a Thundercracker, go say something funny. That's a terrible line. They're fighting. They're trying.
Hideous line from Thundercracker. It's really funny for Thundercracker also to be the one saying this, since he's like the serious one.
Yeah, he's like the fucking. He's just the fucking one who's like a normal guy. So at some point during this battle where they're trying not to explode the entire refinery, Shrapnel becomes God. What? I feel like I looked away for like 2 seconds.
So
does a storm just roll in?
Yes, exactly. Out of nowhere, a storm appears. Somehow, Palpatine came back.
Yeah, Shrapnel, apparently his like pincers also act as a lightning rod, and he can absorb the energy from the storm, and he just starts like shooting lasers out of his hands, like gigantic explosions.
Yeah. Luckily, it's electricity, it's lightning, and so Rubber will neutralize that. Thanks, Spike!
Yeah, Spike has to remind the dudes who turn into cars, including Wheeljack, who is supposed to be a fucking scientist, that Rubber doesn't conduct electricity. And Wheeljack literally goes, shit, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Trailbreaker is also able to use his force field to disintegrate the clones. Not quite sure how that works.
The clones, I don't know how they work. it's a beam-based thing. So they gotta keep the beam up to keep it's like a substitution jutsu almost, right? Where it's like they're all shadow clones basically. And if you interrupt the beam, they turn back into fucking like rocks or whatever. I don't know. Strange. Anyway, this results in the Autobots surfing on each other.
I have one other line that I want to talk about, actually.
Yes, please.
Which is as Shrapnel is zapping all of them, he goes, "Now taste the lightning, Autobot fool." And Wheeljack looks at him and goes, "It tastes terrible."
Ungrateful little bastard. You'll take your lightning and you're gonna fucking like it.
"Please, sir, can I have some more?"
So, yeah, we have Optimus is like using Brawn and Windcharger like roller skates. And just fighting the Decepticons that way. And then during all of this, Megatron gets like looks at all this and goes, "This is really fucking stupid. Wait, there's a refinery over there." So he just like shoves the flaming oil tanker towards it. It's like,
yeah,
this is gonna
and
be funny.
Optimus is like, Optimus plays fucking going off of chicken again and shoves but the other chicken, the chicken when you're on someone's shoulders in a pool, and shoves Megatron under the water with the refinery.
Yeah, he like puts out the fire on the boat by fucking flipping it around. And do you remember in the pilot episode when Optimus couldn't lift some fucking random piece of metal away from Spike and Sparkplug?
He's juiced up since then.
He lifts a whole boat over his head, and not like a fucking oil tanker. It's a big boat, and he throws it at Megatron. Yeah.
And Megatron gets trashed by it, and the Insecticons
this is really funny.
And go, I'm not so sure about this guy, actually.
Yeah, maybe we don't need these dudes. They seem like they kind of suck shit. But before we leave, let's get this energy and run. And they start chowing down on these energon cubes. And Megatron like gets out of the water, looks at them, and goes, you fucking little shits, how dare you?"
Grabs the energon and runs. "At least eat it, you assholes."
So they fly away, pursued by the Decepticons, and Bumblebee, Megatron goes, "Decepticons destroy the Insecticons," and Bumblebee goes, "For once, I wish Megatron luck with all my heart." Fuck those guys.
Yeah. The last scene here.
Oh, scary. What the fuck happened to Optimus? Like, yes, he's big, obviously. But, like, the scene of him leaning down to wrap his hand around Spike was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, so there's, like, I can't even remember what goes on here, but, like, one of the last things that happen is, they're, like, sort of discussing, I guess, like, the genesis of the Insecticons. And how fucked up they are.
Yeah.
Basically, and Spike says something along the lines of, like, this is literally, like, the last lines of the episode, and Spike says something along the lines of, it's like, yeah, I wish I had, like, abilities like that, and Wheeljack goes, "Well, I can start designing you in alt mode. I can turn you into a monstrosity." And he's like, "Maybe a motorcycle. Now that would be something." And Spike's like, "Ha ha. Let's wait until I'm old enough to drive."
I made a mistake in stopping the episode right before the end, because I thought, oh, well, surely that they'll just, all laugh and go about their day. No, that's one of the most insane things I've ever heard in my life. All right, let's talk about these questions for the first time. We got one on Twitter here from @Mamayamcha, Z Paladin. "Which bug is your favorite little fella?"
Praying mantis.
I respect the kingdom of insects. I do not have a particular fondness for them, but I guess beetles are pretty good. I like beetles. And they also ask, what is the ideal shape of bug? I am partial to weevils and stink bugs, very shaped.
Praying mantis.
Yeah, beetle. It's the same answer to both. Although I also do like dragonflies. I think dragonflies look cool.
I just really like the distinctive silhouette of a praying mantis. Like, you see a praying mantis, you know that's what it is.
Yeah. On to the Discord. First up, from Matrix of Leaderthik, Sam. What is the best bug and why is it a stag beetle?
It's actually a praying mantis.
You think you'll find that it is actually a praying mantis.
But thank you for your participation.
Yes, thank you for your input. It will be, I'll be honest, it'll be thrown away into the incinerator as we add another coat of paint to the praying mantis statue in the lobby. Aurora, number one Ravage Enjoyer, asks, minus him Grimlock, who is the strongest Dinobot, and which of the Dinobots would win in a battle royale?
I mean, the strongest Dinobot is objectively Slag.
Yeah, other than Grimlock, it's Slag. Who would win in a battle royale? Either Slag or Swoop, because Slag is strong, Swoop has the aerial advantage.
And is also smarter than the others are, generally speaking.
And depending on the weather, if it's very sunny, maybe Snarl.
No, because no one gives a shit about Snarl. he wouldn't win. He wouldn't win just based on fan service alone.
But look, we know one thing, and that's that Sludge is not making it out.
Yeah, right, straight into La Brea with him.
Also from Aurora, what unusual arthropod would you make an insecticon? Example, crab, giant isopod, centipede.
I guess a lobster or a shrimp, so it can see in all its special ability is seeing every color ever.
Yeah, I would.
And
I would
frying
choose,
rice.
I would choose the mantis shrimp. So
yeah, it makes a banger fried rice.
Yeah. So Aurora also asks, hear me out on this. A prehistoric insecticons. Show me an Anomalocaris transformer now. Theoretically, if we talked about this before, I mentioned a gigantic prehistoric armored centipede that I couldn't remember the name of. I remember what it's called now, and I would like to present to you in scheduling chat Arthropleura. There he is.
Nasty boy.
This thing is like fucking 15 feet long or something. It's huge.
The only thing I could think of is a trilobite. So
yeah,
trilobite.
Cool. Oh yeah, here's the here is a size comparison of it. It's large. It's very, very large.
I would literally kill myself.
Yeah, if you saw that, I would I would just find the nearest cliff and take a long
Listen,
a long
I don't mind bugs, but the reason I don't mind bugs is because I'm objectively larger and more powerful than them.
Any bug that could beat me in a fight is scary.
Yeah. Now the only exception I could do to this is if it were in the ocean. Because things that look like that are in the ocean, I'm okay with.
Yeah, you're fine with like the really big fucking sea spiders or whatever that are like 20 feet long.
Yeah, I'm fine with the sea spiders. I'm good with like the sea slugs and all the stuff.
You will never find yourself in a situation where you are forced to encounter that. That is a choice encounter, basically.
Right. And like, again, like it's even when it's a choice encounter, there's a lot of layers between me and it. I can swim above it. That's fine.
Yeah, this thing
That's fine.
Yeah, just everyone just Google...
I scuba dive. If I came across something like that, wouldn't be thrilled about it. I can swim above it, though. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, everyone just Google Arthropleura and imagine seeing this thing in your living room. And then, like, never step on your floor again is what will happen there. Comrade Q asks, I think there are too many Insecticons, actually. Please get rid of one. Who gets the cut?
Kickback.
He doesn't fucking bring anything to the table. Robinus Prime asks, oh darn, now there are too few. Make up a new fella to replace the cut one.
I'm making up a woman, because I'm a feminist. It's a praying mantis. Surprise! It's the best bug, praying mantis. And her name is Forsyth.
And she's got laser scythes, and she can see the future in a limited fashion.
It's a pun on two things, because her forearms are scythes. Get it? With the four scythes. And then also she's really good at seeing movement, so she can like predict what you're going to do before you do it.
If anyone would like to draw fan art of Forsyth, please do.
Please, tag me.
From Black Arachne Lovebot, if you had 3 large insectoid metal suns and there was another one also, but also one of them was gotten rid of, but also there's another one, would you invite the 5 large metal dinosaur suns across the road to come and play with them? No.
Yeah, they would eat them.
They would eat them or squish them. It would just not go well at all.
It's lizards versus insects.
Simple brains.
But that is like feeding your lizard 101.
Yeah. They love that shit. Crunch, crunch. Now, granted,
okay, I know how this goes.
Now, granted, of course, dinosaurs are more closely related to birds than they are with any member of the reptile family. But, that's neither here nor there. Birds also like to eat bugs.
Yeah, exactly. What's your point?
Also from Black Arachne Lovebot, if it turned out that one of the insecticons' names was a pejorative word for sex workers in the UK, which one would it be, and what would you name them instead?
I mean, that's very easy. It's Bombshell.
Yeah, she specifies hard mode, not Shrapnel, which is, as we didn't discuss in an alternate timeline, both Bombshell and Shrapnel ran into the old generic name trademark problem, where their names were just things, and so figures of them couldn't exactly have those names attached because Hasbro didn't own the trademark. This is why every Jazz figure is called Autobot Jazz. And Shrapnel turned into Scrapnel, and Bombshell turned into Hard Shell. So there you go.
And also sometimes Bomb Shock, but mostly Hard Shell.
Yeah. Kickback
Which
never had
is
this
weird
problem.
because Hard Shell's not particularly easier to whatever.
It is like, because Bombshell is a generic word. Hard Shell is kind of generic, but also it is like a specific word. I don't think there's like a thing. You can describe something as hard shelled, but it's not one word. That's like a 2-word situation.
I guess.
They figured it out.
They connected the dots.
You didn't connect shit. Dick-wielding menace, Daphnis, asks, which Cybertronian would be the worst to be around when they're hangry?
Thesaurus.
Yeah, the vortex-bellied member of the DJD who is never full and always hungry for Autobots and or traitorous Decepticon scum.
Actually, mostly the latter.
Yeah, he likes to eat. You remember when he ate flywheels?
Yeah.
Oh, poor flywheels. Non-vortex bellied individuals who would suck to be hangry would be like Huffer, because he's already insufferable, so it would only get worse. Rumble, because similar situation. And I was thinking that maybe I feel like hangry Dinobots would be a nightmare. It's already like herding cats with them.
And again, it's like, what do you feed them? Because
They're
if
big
you go the wrong
boys.
way, then it's cannibalism.
Yeah, big boys. They take a lot of energon. Black Arachne Lovebot asks, if you had to give that Cybertronian a chocolate bar to get them back to normal, what kind would it be?
There is no getting Tesaurus back to normal. There is no normal to begin with.
His normal state is Death Vortex. His normal state is Void. And finally, from Aurora, number 1 Ravage Enjoyer, teams have auto-balanced. Decepticons get an evil Dinobot, and the Autobots get 1 good Insecticon. What are your pitches? So, Slag is obviously the evil Dinobot. He's just too unstable.
Yeah.
The good Insecticon is Kickback, because unlike Bombshell and Shrapnel, he doesn't have fucked up mind powers. He can just kick stuff. And I feel like he would be made fun of a lot by the others because he doesn't have cool mind powers, and instead all he can do is kick stuff. And he gets tired of being the butt of the joke, where he's gonna go to the Autobots where his talents are more appreciated.
Because they are objectively better. They may not be that cool, but they are objectively cooler than other Autobot abilities.
Yeah, I mean, some of these dudes don't even have abilities. Like, what does Huffer do other than complain? What does fucking Blue Streak
pull
do?
Things. Huffer hauls things.
So can Optimus. He's not fucking special. And that brings us to the close of the first time reading through these questions. It's fine. I'm Nero. You can follow me on Twitter at DragonSutra, and you can follow me on co-host at DragonKisser, and at Twitter on Tumblr rather at Cyclonus, with the last S being replaced by a 5 because some piece of shit is squatting on the URL. If you're out there, I am coming for you. You can find my various other projects in various other places, such as Radio Free Heidelin, the Final Fantasy XIV podcast I do with my friend Jane at Heidelin Radio. Just wrapped on A Realm Reborn. Perfect time to binge it all in one go if you want. Also with her, I did a She-Ra show, the Podcast Power, at Podcast Power on Twitter. It's a good show, good podcast, and I'm also on Disney Minus from time to time at Disney Minus Pod. Latest episodes are going to be on Santa Buddies, which thankfully I was not there for. I was busy that weekend, but I hear it wasn't good.
Shocking.
If you can believe it. And that's me.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, and co-host at Optimum on Prime. You can also listen to the other podcast I do, Cod Pod of Greed. Tomorrow we record the final episode of GX. Weird. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! Haha. Sorry. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! We record the final episode of GX tomorrow. I have opinions about it that aren't the same as everyone else's. It's fine.
Spicy.
Yeah, I'm not GX liker. You can also stay tuned for a couple of other projects that I have coming on. I've been cast in a pilot of an upcoming audio drama that hopefully we'll have more news for you guys about soon, because it's really exciting. I'm actually recording my part this weekend. So that's really, really cool. And I'm also starting a podcast on the Moonshot Network that I don't have more information about at the moment either, but that should be coming up soon. Speaking of networks, this is on Noise Space Networks along with a bunch of other very cool things. We had one that just updated for the first time in a hot minute. 1 second, I'm bringing it up again. Always mean to do this. Picking up something good. That's what it is.
Yes. So you can pick up something good by following us on Twitter at PrimeCutsPod, joining our Discord for all sorts of fun shenanigans, and stick around for beginning of next year when I will force you all to watch Dark of the Moon.
Listen, you've gotten past the worst of it.
Optimus says we will kill them all in that one.
He sure does, and he meant that shit.
He executes his dad with a shotgun.
His dad had it coming to him, to be fair.
That that one I can't really blame on him all that much, but it's quite a movie. I hope you like people getting vaporized into piles of bones.
I hope you like biting and killing and violence.
But until then, I am going to accidentally stumble into this demon swamp and be torn to shreds by gigantic robotic insects.
I'm going to reveal my secret ability to fly because it's now funny to do so. Transform and roll out. Peach.
Peach.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers,